It's been over 2 years since the first pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic wave was announced. The virus upended lives, disrupted trade, put a full stop to diplomatic meetings. The country that was more stringent about these rules was China, of course. In some regions, restrictions are still in place. The government is still unsure of putting its guard down. One main fallout of this was the absence of Xi Jinping from the stage of diplomacy. But in the post-COVID-19 era, he seems to be making up for this. Before I tell you why, let's take a closer look at his latest engagements. In the last 14 days, the Chinese president has been sitting down with 17 heads of state. In Bali alone, 14 out of the 20 leaders had approached Xi Jinping for a bilateral meeting. And one of the most crucial ones was with US President Joe Biden. The two leaders held their first face-to-face meeting since Biden took office. The meeting went on for 3 hours. From Taiwan to trade disputes, everything was discussed and the leaders promised to work together despite their differences. A similar tone was taken with the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, touted to be a diplomatic victory. The two nations have seen tensions rising. China has sanctioned Australian exports worth $20 billion a year. Some Australian citizens have been killed in China. Canberra's AUKUS membership has also angered China. And despite these challenges, two leaders spoke about restoring stability. The talks with the French president, the South Korean president, the German chancellor, the Japanese prime minister also ended on a similar note. All agreed that trade and security should be maintained even if differences continue to emerge. But with the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the meeting did not go as planned. Beijing says the intention was not to confront the Canadian leader, but Xi Jinping accused his counterpart of quote-unquote leaking information to the media. And as the translator tried to convey what the Canadian leader said, Xi Jinping did not seem too keen on listening.
Everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate. Everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate. And that's not how the way the conversation was conducted. If there is sincerity on your part, free and open. If there is sincerity on your part,
free and open and frank dialogue, and we will continue to have. We will continue to look to work constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have.
Let's create the conditions first.
Now, experts say China's absence from the face-to-face interactions during the pandemic has been costly for both the country and for the world. So these meetings are a positive sign, even if they don't yield success anytime soon. Xi Jinping is in a way marketing his return. Post-COVID-19, he has already cemented his power back at home with the CPC meeting, and now he is eyeing the global stage. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.